Port Royal Sound is unique. The largest ships in the world could sail into Port Royal Sound, and that's what Jean Ribault, the French explorer, said. Said all the ships of France, nay, all the ships of the world could safely ride in its bows. It's very deep and very unusual, and if you're a sailor and you go up and down the coast on the Inland Passage, you come into Port Royal Sound, you know it's different. You could smell it. It's 60 feet deep in the middle of Port Royal Sound, 30 feet deep over the bar. And the interesting thing to me is that the shape of the entrance has not changed for 500 years.
Beaufort is the second oldest city in South Carolina. It's long been the prime destination on Port Royal Island for tourists drawn to the majesty and mysteries of the Old South. Yet, just down the river, an odd-looking colonial fort has been hiding important historical secrets inside it for more than a century and a half. It's a story of an unusual place, created by such transformative events that it'll soon emerge as a cherished landmark and a treasured national monument. The time has come to share this compelling chapter of America's story with the world.
Right. Oh.
In 2015, before the site could be reopened to the public,
Nail it.
South Carolina's Department of Natural Resources conducted an archaeological expedition to unlock buried secrets from the 3-acre site. In just 4 weeks, their mission was to dig, sift, and catalog evidence of the long occupation and the calcified skeleton of the structure that remains today as the sole, silent spectator of an unprecedented course toward freedom. A solitary witness to the fragile yet fearless events that unfolded within, above, and around it. The native peoples of Port Royal and the surrounding sea islands mined the foundation of Fort Frederick eons before it was actually built in the early 18th century. When they ate the sea life they harvested and made piles of the shells, they unintentionally created the aggregate material for the fort. Tabby has been the building material of choice on the southern coast of the United States since the days of the colonial settlers, because not only is it plentiful, it's also very durable.
Coastal shell rings, which are shell deposits put there by Native Americans beginning around 4,500 years ago, over a span of maybe 1,000 years, and they're ring-shaped deposits that can be up to 300 feet across and 10 or 11 feet high. So they're massive, and the people that left them for us to see today didn't leave us any records, and so we have to use archaeology to try to figure out exactly what they were and how they were used and when they were occupied and how many people were there.
The land upon which humans live always becomes the final inheritor of the things they leave behind. Just as the shell rings hold the clues to the lives of Native Americans, every single habitation has left its indelible marks within the soil as well. Archaeologists are tasked with unearthing the artifacts of the diverse cultures that have inhabited this piece of earth over many thousands of years. The Fort Frederick Heritage Preserve is a 3-acre site sandwiched between the United States Naval Hospital and land owned by Beaufort County and private citizens. First, the team established a grid across the property. Then, shovel test pits were dug at 10-meter intervals along the entire grid. These shovel tests determined where the larger 2-meter units would be dug during the project. For the first half of the month, unit excavations were on the high ground, the site of the 19th century occupation. The old fort sits on the water's edge. It's a 132-foot square with bastions at 2 corners and gun embrasures along the walls. The second half of the dig focused on the fort itself to seek clues about its 18th century origins.
There's so many questions, particularly in this early period, that historians cannot answer. Historians deal with the written record. If it's not written down, we don't repeat it.